Okay, so I have known Tierney all her life, and she has always wanted to know the meaning of PEO, what does PEO stand for, Mom? From the beginning, she has always asked me that, and I've never told her, but I'm hoping through tonight, she will understand what PEO really means. And so this is a really cool thing tonight for her to witness with all of us. She will tell you what she does for a living and what she's doing now, because I kind of know, but I really don't know. I will tell you a little bit about her. She and I, in her senior year of high school, we went on an 80s rock and roll tour of different concerts. We went on 10 different concerts together, and that was a blast. And for all of you who came up with your vinyls today, Tierney has a really extensive collection of vinyls. And perhaps you could share that joy with her. She has a really cool math brain. And what makes her different is she's really, really creative. And every year she does a t-shirt for our family with a different design, with all of our names worked into a different design. And so like a wreath or a sleigh or something like that. And so it's a really special part of our family, which we love. So I think those were all my notes. And the only other thing I was going to say is that in high school, she got 8 varsity letters. And I think that's really cool as a high school swimming coach. So I told her I was going to embarrass her tonight. So I just have. So there you go.
Proud mom. I just want to say she specifically told me that she wasn't going to embarrass me. But also thank you for reminding me to work on the Christmas design. I need to get started on that. But hi everyone. As my mom said, I would like to tell you what I do.
Could everybody, sorry about this, could everybody go on mute and feedback? Thank you.
So I guess I'll back up a little bit. When I started school, I thought I was going to be an architect, which was a very ill-advised choice on my part. And I quickly decided that I wanted to try film and television because that was something I had done in the summers just for fun throughout high school. And so many of you have heard this before, but I got the ELF loan when I finally decided to move to New York to pursue that. And it was hugely helpful in getting set up in New York before I really had a job in television. So I just wanted to say thank you again for that, because that was helped a lot, and I might not have been able to pull it off without that. But now I'm a television producer for Good Morning America and ABC News, but I mostly work Good Morning America, but I do several different shows for ABC News. And that's the job that I got shortly after moving to New York. And I started as a PA like Maddie is now. And now I'm a producer, so I get to produce pieces for the show. I'm a tape producer, which means when you watch a news report and they have like a package that's like 90 seconds to 2 minutes where the anchor has tracked it and they have all graphics and footage from the story, I produce those, usually 1 or 2 a show. And so it's everything from writing the script, which is something that I've only started recently doing, so that's exciting, pulling all of the video elements to use, working with the correspondent on the piece, and if there's ever breaking news, we have to pull together a last minute piece, which is always very exciting and stressful, but when it airs and it's successful, it's always very satisfying. So I do that. And then I also, before I moved to New York, I was working with NBC Sports on various sporting events as a PA. So I worked on the PGA Tour for a length of time and did other sports like the Triple Crown. I've done a couple Olympics now. I did the Tokyo Olympics this year, which was very exciting. I was able to take some time off from ABC to do that. From the States, I didn't go to Tokyo. They barely sent anybody because of COVID, obviously. But so I get to do that as well. So it's an exciting combination of sports and news. I don't do any narrative television or film like Maddie does, but the news is fun to produce, even if it's stressful sometimes and it's weird hours. I work overnights. So this is like, right now is like 4 a.m. for me, but I don't work tonight, so it's okay. So yeah, just really enjoying living in New York. And that's about it. I feel like there haven't been a ton of major changes during the pandemic because everything's kind of static for me because I'm out of school, but enjoying the work.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody have any questions?
I have a question. I'm wondering about during the COVID, this awful part of it, where could you go to your office? I mean,
No.
evidently, how did you do that when we all had to stay put?
So technically, news reporters are frontline workers. They're like emergency. So we were the first tier of workers that we're able to go back, along with like healthcare workers and, government workers. But I am still remote. We all went remote in March 2020, and I still am doing that. We've had a couple producers go back to the building, but most of us are still remote. We just have a remote client that we use on our computer that lets us log into a computer in the building itself, so we can use all of the editing software. Because some producers don't edit their own pieces, but I edit my own pieces, so I'm able to access the editing software. The correspondents and the anchors of the show are in the building because they're on the set, obviously.
Right.
There was only about a couple months where they were doing it fully remote, like from home, before they were able to figure out a way to have them come back to the studio.
So
But
you
I've been
can
remote
work any place.
Yeah, which it's actually been really nice. I think even when they ask people to go back to the building, I'm gonna try to stay remote because there's no loss in productivity or quality of the work. It's almost seamless, the program that they have for us. And it means that I can travel. Like last summer, I spent 4 months back in Ann Arbor.
Well, sure.
And I was still able to work every day.
Every day.
Well, 5 days a week. And it just makes it a lot easier to travel and see friends and still be able to work. And
I know.
it's quite nice.
There's a positive part of it, isn't there?
Definitely.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I see a hand waving somewhere.
Listen.
Waving. Wave again.
I think they're trying to unmute.
Oh, okay.
It's in Susan's little pod.
Oh, Jeanette.
Yeah.
Tierney,
What, how long have you been out of school, first of all? And second of all, where do you hope to end up with this? And will you continue along this path?
Unmuted.
Yeah, so I actually oh, sorry, I was hearing an echo. I was in school. I started college in 2014, but that's when I thought I was going to be an architect. That didn't go so great. So I was in just community college at Washington for a while in their radio program because they didn't have TV. And I moved to New York in 2017, and I started at a 4-year school in New York when I moved, just to get my degree, even though I had at that point gotten a job with ABC already. And so I graduated there, I think 2019. Mom, you'd have to check me on that. I honestly don't remember if it was 2019 or 2018, but it's been a couple of years that I've been out of school.
Where?
Oh, and your second question. I'm sorry.
We're not quite finished.
No, I honestly am very happy being a producer right now. I've been doing the same thing for a while, but like I said, I've recently started writing pieces, and there's always something new for me to learn how to do. And the next step up would be like a coordinating producer for the show, which is not really something that interests me because that more involves managing all the producers, and I really enjoy the actual producing and editing and creating the pieces and telling the news. So I'm not entirely sure where I would go within news, but I would love to at some point get back into sports television because that's what I did before I moved to New York, and I really, really love that. And I think now that probably not quite, but when I get a little bit more experience at ABC, I could make a jump back over to sports, and I would love to do that. And there's any number of things in sports television that interest me, being a producer again, or working in editing, or in the control room. That's always really exciting for live sports. So there's any number of paths that I could take there, but I think my end goal probably would be to jump back over to sports television.
Good
What's your-
luck.
What's your favorite
Thank you.
sport?
Swimming. I mean, that's what I did in high school,
I
but
should have known that.
yeah, that's the first ever sports events that I worked with NBC was swimming. And it would be my ultimate goal to do Olympic swimming with NBC. I think that would be amazing.
Okay, anybody else? All right. Well, thank you ladies so much for coming. I'm so impressed with all of you and taking time out of your busy schedules, which seem very incredibly busy. And we're just honored to have you all here and to hear about all the great things you're doing. And, you know, we love to keep in touch with you. So please keep in touch and thank you so much.
Yes.
Can we give a round of applause?
I think you can send your daughter a kiss. Love you, Tierney. Hi,
Yes.
Tierney.
Love you
All
too.
right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye. I keep trying to go.
Bye. Thank you.
Um,